Paul is not a pastor of a church. Paul was apostolic. We have people in our church that are apostolic, and what do we do with them? Shut up and run the children's program. It's like, that's basically what we do. Run our program so we can get bigger and bigger and bigger. Wow. Versus in our training, we go, oh my gosh, this guy needs to be sent. This guy's a church planner. This guy would be great running our children's program. And you see that when you begin to be rubbing shoulders with your people in training and discipleship. And I think we need to have a mentality right away, a DNA that says we are about this church and what God has for us in this mission. I started the second church with a guy that was awesome. A couple of years, he really felt called to plant. And he wanted to plant in Chicago. I mean, that wasn't in Seattle. And I was like, okay. He's a young guy. I said, can you give me another year? And we'll hook you up. And so training, we brought in another elder, a young guy that was willing to go with him and his family and train them up so they could be trained and ready to go in that year. And at the same time, he'd give me one more year of service. And they went and planted a church in Chicago. And was it hard? Of course it was. It was my best guy. I lose my best guy, but it was a kingdom approach knowing that God had called him to that. If I held him there and he would have stayed, he would have been a frustrated young guy that under an older pastor that just wants him there because he's attractional to some people.